Can y'all hear me now? Let me know if anybody can hear me. Give me a 1 in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Hello? There we go. Can you guys hear me better now? Let me know if that fixed it. Alright, y'all. Can everybody hear me now? Hear me now. You. Is that better? Am I far enough away from the mic now, y'all? I'm trying to adjust. I've had to move everything. Well, there ain't no hot mic moments. You heard me blow my nose. You heard my daughter telling me she's applying for a job and that I need to get some sleep. So that's it. So, hot mic on that one. Woo. Is that good? Okay. So, y'all, I hadn't got to do a new Sunshine of the Month for October, and we're almost through it. I ain't got to pick one for November. Right now, what we're going to do for this tonight, if I can get it fixed, we're going to just put trigger warning because it's about to get real. Some stuff I've been trying to show for a while that I hadn't been able to show, I am. Oh, y'all heard it now. It is what it is. The whole world is falling down around me, and I still am trying to keep my word. My word to Summer. So, anybody wonder why, with all the counties, you got Washington County, you got Greene County, you got Sullivan County, why did Ronnie Lawson pick Granger County to send his son to? And why did Johnny B. Live talk to the mayor and not only the mayor disappeared, not only Johnny disappeared and the interview with the mayor just gone? Well, maybe I've got answers. Think you guys and my nimble fingers, at least while I got bored, people don't think I look crazy today, by the way, y'all, with an eye patch on. No, it's not a Cakewalk County jail. Let me show you why. Yes, Cherokee, because they're just as corrupt. Would y'all like to know what kind of lawsuit that county just settled and what was going on there? Because if you think the allegations that I've been talking about females coming out of Hawkins County talking about they're being forced to do certain sex shows and acts are cray-cray, what if I can show you that the county that Ronnie's son is going to just settled a lawsuit because the same shit was going on there in that jail? Mic drop moment for you. I ain't going to tell you. I'm going to show you. It's a funny thing to me that we didn't hear about it. Next thing, wouldn't it be interesting to know what kind of history the Hawkins County mayor holds right now? Y'all forget that them 911 calls and those dispatch calls, those records remain, and we can pull them back. In 2006, what was going on with Hawkins County Mayor? Was somebody having to call 911 because he was putting them ham hocks on them? I don't know. We gonna keep it 100. Don't take my word. Let's see what the newspaper had to say. Let's see what the dispatch calls have to say. Yes, stealing from the inmates. Let's not forget, y'all, I got so much, and I want to show you everything, and hopefully time will permit. That's right, Katie. Putting them ham hocks on the wifey. That's what I said. No stuttering. So, the Alfred plea. Oh, and let's not forget, man accused of killing Big Stone Gap officer among 19 charged in conspiracy that flooded Southwest Virginia and Tennessee with drugs. What? We got that for you tonight. Let's keep it going. I got what y'all want to know about. The drugs. What about David Wayne Blizzard that's missing and been missing since, here's the details. Let's just read it. Let's put it on the screen. Mr. Tony Allen, you used to drive a taxi or you just a county taxi and you drop them off and they disappear. What's popping with that? Think I'm crazy? I got documents, not just my word. What's up, RJ? How you doing? All the anger and the pain I got right now, I'm going to turn that into something positive. And hopefully help Summer or someone else. Recent TBI Hawkins County compliance checks. Find 2 unregistered RSOs and 50 RSOs not in compliance. That's from September of 2022, boo. Want to see it? There we go. All this about to be on the screen. And let's look at how we were in compliance and what the charges that Mr. Brandon Lawson faced, what he actually had to do to be charged with the attempted aggravated battery. What does that mean? That means that you had a gun, a knife, or some weapon that person was in fear of their life, or a second person was helping you. That's what those 4 counts mean. So who else was with you, or what weapon did you have? And I'm not the one that made those. That is under the Tennessee SEXUAL battery and RAPE laws. Show them to you on the screen. I got all that. All that. And more. And more. Anybody know who Stacy Vaughn is, my locals? I believe he's the person running for Hawkins County Mayor. Let's see. This article goes back to April 8th of 2022. Mr. Stacy Vaughn, that's y'all's mayor. Y'all want to see his record? Hold on, let me make sure I got this pulled up. Where y'all want me to start? Let's start with the jail that let's start with the charges, okay? I don't even know where to start. There's so much. And I just really, honest to goodness, don't know where to begin. It's like the web of corruption runs so deep and so thick. And I'm going to tell you right now, life has handed me so much pain and loss in the past 2 weeks that there ain't shit you can do to me, Ronnie. Taking me out would be a blessing. So, if y'all got fear and you're afraid, come to me. I'll put it out there. I don't need your names. I'll make sure that nobody knows who you are. But I will stand up for you. Y'all just give me a second to get the share screen. I'm so angry at seeing all this. I'm so angry as a survivor and a past victim at being spit on by 19 years shaved off a sentence. There's no way at 43 years old you wake up one day and decide to do this shit. No fucking way. And for you, how can the people that you're supposed to serve and protect, Ronnie, Lawson, how can they feel safe? How can their children feel safe? You didn't even protect your own. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta cover one eye to be able to read, so bear with me. I'm loading one last thing. Yeah, here we go. Policecrimes.com. Okay. Now back here. So let's start with talking about the jail that Ronnie's son's about to go to. I will, Miss Oreo. I will. I'm here and I mean it. Let's see. Share screen. Y'all, I might be a little slower right now because I got to cover one eye to be able to see. But I'm doing it. And as soon as I got about 45 minutes to an hour, and I got to put eye drops in, and I have to lay down for 4 hours, and get up and put them in again, and then drive across the mountain. You wouldn't believe how many people from Tennessee are in the Brevard area of North Carolina, especially when you're up there at Mission Hospital. Wouldn't believe all the people you run into. I'm in spitting distance, by the way, from Skyline News that I was talking about earlier. Then the problem is I got to go all the way to Baptist. I'm trying to hold it together, y'all. Just bear with me. I might have to take a moment here and there. Because this ain't about no pity party right now. It's hard to always be the strong one. And the only one. You know, sometimes it's a good thing when you're an only child. And an only grandchild. And then sometimes it's a real lonely situation. And a whole lot of pressure. Whew. And guys, as far as my eye goes, I'm using the medication as prescribed. I'm buying the time till I can get both sides stabilized. And make sure that those that aren't able to fully care for themselves and my family that need me to do it are well taken care of, and then I'll be going in the hospital. Miss K, how do you choose between your mama and your child? Ooh, I need a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. Check out the headline. Okay, y'all. I had to blow my nose and I didn't want y'all to have to be assailed with it. All I'm going to say right now, all I really am able to say right now, is when you're already dealing with someone, very close relative, and the big C's out there, and then you got the other close relative, and you're hearing the words bone marrow and everything else, and blood clots and strokes and bleeding out because there's internal bleeding that can be found. It's just hard. So let's just use that and channel it into researching and showing corruption and anger. Though I'm telling you, there's something very soon about our healthcare system that will be out there. Nobody should be going to a hospital and there be two separate wings of ICU, and you got one type of ICU that's half-ass care for those that got Medicare and Medicaid and Obamacare, and you got another one up here for the people that's got other kind of insurance. That's some bullshit that should never be happening in this country. Nobody has given their life working in a factory, busting their ass for everything they got. Should get substandard care in this freaking country. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm so pissed. Okay, so let me see if I can find my glasses because I got one eye covered in them. I know that may sound weird, but I just took and taped one eye up, so it helps me a little bit trying to read. Okay. Granger County settles lawsuit over SEX shows in jail. Y'all think I'm making it up? Look at the screen. October 28th, 2022. This ain't old, babies. This is new. This is the jail that Brandon Lawson is going to. What's up, RJ? I'm glad to see you. I was worried about you there for a hot minute. I agree, y'all, Miss Betty Joe and Miss Karen, but it's not. It's not in this country. Go and see the difference of care you get at your average hospital or in-home facility when you're paying with Medicaid or Medicare or Obamacare. And go look at who, like my grandparents, who had Cigna because my granddaddy retired and he was working for a company that had a, what are they called? Oh God, what is it called? I can't think of it right now. They don't, rarely do they even have them here, uh, but they negotiate a lot. The union, that have a union. The company my granddaddy worked for had a union, and they had excellent retirement health care benefits. Another family member right now, retired, working in hosiery mills and furniture factories until they sent them to Mexico, and didn't have a union, didn't have anybody. So now it's Medicare and supplements, and it's bullshit. And it's really hard when you're trying to make sure that needs and wishes are followed for another individual. It does, RJ. And send me whatever, because I'm fighting a real life fight right now, and I'm going to continue to fight. And when I'm allowed and able, I will let everybody know what's really going on right now. I'm just trying to walk a really fine, hard line right now, you guys. It's not easy. I want to start throat punching people. It is, Cherokee. It is. And the healthcare system, and whichever one you're on, and it takes and accepts, and then you have private pay hospitals that can refuse, but they have the best care. When it comes down to the fact you could lose someone you love because they can't be accepted at one of these facilities, these hospitals. I'm not talking about rehab. I'm not talking about nursing homes. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about a doctor's office. I'm talking about a hospital, because it's private pay. And they have the most up-to-date, best care. It's about who has money and who don't. I can't say a lot right now because I don't want to jeopardize hurting someone that I love. But when I can, in a couple weeks, I'm going to lay it all bare. Because North Carolina is a one-person only recording notification state. I'm going to blow my nose again, y'all. Just give me a moment. Y'all, I got to put an eye drop in to dilate my eye. And I'll be right back to read to y'all what's on the screen. But I think it's important. I think it's important for Summer's case. I think it's important for understanding. And I think it also speaks to why we got dirt up under the rug. I think if we pull some rugs back in some areas in Hawkins County and surrounding, we might find enough dust bunnies to fill the Grand Canyon with the shit that's been swept under the rug. It's disgusting. It's horrid. Guys, it just takes me a couple minutes because this feels like I put Vicks Vapor Rub in my eyeball. And any of my mods that can, please put up all contact information in the chat that you can find for the Department of Justice. I need the phone number for reporting. I need the email and the snail mail addresses. Run it in the chat. Because if everybody bombards the DOJ, they have no choice but to open an investigation into the corruption and the misdoings and the fact that the constituents were misled and stuff was purposely hidden for this election. Help us help you. If you're in that area or surrounding areas of Tennessee, please pick up pen, paper, phone, email. You can submit to the Department of Justice. They will not give your name if you don't want it out there. Hey, Nene from Tennessee. And also tonight, you guys, I've talked to Miss Smiley. She's given me permission. We're going to listen to part of the call between her and Cecil. Why? I think it's great. Listen, I'm not upset at what he told us. Don't get it twisted. But it's just another example. Why does he not have fear of reprisal? He knows better as a lawyer than to identify a victim. She didn't do that. She gave him enough rope to hang himself, and he tied the noose and put it in the tree. And that's a terrible analogy given the color of his skin. But he makes a couple references that are kind of to me, and I want people's thoughts about it. Smiley and I have talked and discussed things, and she's on fire. Please, everybody, make sure mods drop her link in the chat. Y'all, go over there if you haven't. Check out what Smiley's been doing on Summer's case. Give her a round of applause because won't she do it? Won't he do it? I'm trying to tell you. Now, Miss Smiley has been putting it in and working hard. Now let's read this, because I'm ready for it. And if they need it, I'll give them my Addy, because you're probably not going to find me home anyway. You better be here for about 2 to 4 hours a day. Thank you, mods. I appreciate everything y'all doing. Let's give the constituents and those residents of Tennessee the information they need and the links they need and where they need to go to help them help themselves. I will be posting how to contact the Department of Justice, Homeland Security, U.S. Marshals, and FBI. The more of you that speak out, the more serious that they're going to take this. The Board of Elections. Don't go to your local or even your state. Go to your federal Board of Elections. Complain. That's above. Ronnie can't control everything. Thank you, Scuba, Smiley, and Cherokee for working out. I appreciate it. Now, here's this article from October 28th, 2022. I told you I had something to show y'all. Could this be why Ronnie's okay with Sonny Boy being in Granger County? Because this was going on there. Let's read it. Pray I can, y'all. I got to cover an eye and try. Okay. Granger County taxpayers will be shelling out $110,000 to settle a lawsuit alleging a former corrections officer forced female inmates to put on sex shows that he viewed from atop milk crates in a control room as he, to himself. Records show. Attorneys for Candace McGee, Chastity Bailey, and Wendy Brown have filed notice in U.S. District Court that the three women have reached a settlement in their civil rights lawsuit against Granger County Sheriff James Harville and his subordinates over the actions of former corrections officer Travis Hank Davis. U.S. District Judge Catherine Kreiser, I hope I'm saying it right. If I'm not, okay. Amen, Smiley. Do it from the inside out. I'm trying, y'all. U.S. District Judge Catherine Kreiser on Wednesday issued an order to close the case in lieu of the settlement announcement. They settled out of court. Wonder why? Why? What else is there? We only get to know what was published and put out prior to this out of court settlement. Bet you there's a gag order on it to an extent. According to a settlement agreement obtained by the Tennessee Lookout via a Tennessee Open Records Act request, that would be FOIA, the county is agreeing to pay the three women a total of $110,000 and revise policies of the Granger County Sheriff's Office to prevent future abuses. Okay. I know, right, Oreo? Wonder why Daddy picked that jail. Those of you that live in the Hawkins County area, y'all know you go 1 mile to the right and you're up the next holler, just a couple city blocks, and you're in Sullivan County. Go to the left and you're in Greene, I think, in Washington. Any of them is spitting distance. So what's the problem? What's up, Country Christian? Honey, I saw your email, and I really just hadn't had time to get back. There's not enough hours in my day right now. Sorry. Yeah, as I understand, Scuba, this is to be split. That's what I'm trying to find out reading the article. Not really good. No, I'm so emotional and broken right now. So let me just try to turn it into this. The lawsuit alleged Davis ordered female detainees to strip naked for him or perform various SE acts on each other while he watched and diddled himself within the confines of the control room of the Granger County Jail last year. That means in 2021. Yeah, Nene, and this is just the tip of what I'm gonna show y'all tonight. This is where I'm beginning at. I agree, Scuba. Harville fired Davis in April of 2021 after two Granger County detectives interviewed McGee and Bailey, but no criminal charges have been filed. Of course. Of course. Because we're just going to smack your wrist and send you on and make it look like we did something. The two women filed suit earlier this year. And let me tell you something, a litigation against a county and a jail like this, for it to be settled that quick, we're talking it was settled in around 5 to 6 months. Real shit. That don't happen unless there's something behind it. According to the litigation, McGee was serving a 27-day jail sentence on a probation violation at the time of Davis's actions. Bailey was a pre-trial detainee accused but not yet convicted of a probation violation. It's not clear from the litigation whether Brown was pre-trial detainee or serving a sentence. Davis, who worked as a truck driver before he was hired to serve as a jailer for Granger County, was allowed to supervise female detainees. The lawsuit alleged Davis began grooming the women through acts of favoritism, including giving them lighters for their cigarettes. As time passed, however, he became increasingly verbally sexually aggressive toward the women, routinely directing vulgarities at them, the lawsuit states. For example, he remarked that he pictured their faces instead of his wife's when he and his wife were having sex the night before, or asked them to describe their breast and genitals.
Thanks for the sub.
Thank you, Miss Karen, for putting that up. Thank you, Country Christian. We do need to go above the TBI because they allowed the district attorney's office, the TBI allowed this plea bargain. They allowed that 1 year. And since Caesar want to tell us that it's the sheriff's own grandchild and his own child and his wife ain't leaving him, where's that little girl going to be in a year? Allegedly. And allegedly similar things are going on in the women's part in Hawkins now. It's what I'm telling you right here. Allegedly. Davis, the Davis, the litigation stated, eventually began to demand the women and other female inmates housed with them put on sex shows while he watched, climbing atop stacked milk crates in the control room to get a better view. Trying not to get sick by what I'm reading. The sex shows, orchestrated and directed by Officer Davis, were hardly a secret. Listen to this part. They were hardly a secret, you guys. As inmates in the female pod regularly heard Officer Davis making the demands on the intercom to watch female inmates have sex and witnessed or at least heard the sex shows going on from their own cells, the lawsuit states. McGee and Bailey complained to supervisors in the jail and asked to be moved away from Davis' assigned cell block, but they refused, according to the lawsuit. Granger County detectives interviewed the two women. As a result of their complaints, according to the lawsuit, Harville later fired Davis for violating the agency's code of ethics for officer misconduct and for abusing his position, the litigation stated. And that is the end of that article. I'm rolling back to the top so you guys can see. It's the Tennessee Lookout, Criminal Justice and Policing section. Jamie Satterfield is the author. October 28, 2022 at 6:01 a.m. is when this was posted. Now let's go to the next, because I'm not done. I want to cook some other gooses. Um, and just a reminder, anybody that can help, please, at this point, I need it badly. I'm not going to lie. I'm not. I got to throw pride to the side for a minute. I need help with gas and food. It's not cheap while you're at the hospital. So anybody that can, please do. At the very minimum, prayers are so welcomed. It's so free. And I just need y'all to keep on praying if nothing else. Dagnabbit. Thank you, Smiley. I sure wasn't talking. Okay, we're going to look at this, and then I want to listen and look at Smiley's interview with Cecil, because it ties in to some of this other stuff. Like, I want y'all to hear what he had to say. Miss Justice, we'll include you in our prayer chain, baby. Miss Karen, thank you. And understanding, it's not just my child. I can't talk about it because of things that occurred. But let me give you a hypothetical situation. Let's pretend that you live in Florida and you have a child down in the bottom tip of Florida that's you're worried about, and that's maybe in and out the hospital. And then you have a parent in the part next to Georgia that's in and out the hospital. How do you choose? Or you just drive back and forth between the two? But when you see substandard care, you get mad as fuck. Just know that someday soon I'm going to be able to talk about it and tell it. Because it's important to advocate for others. I hope that I can help prevent in the future anybody else having to watch somebody they love not get treated the way that you feel is good enough. I feel you, Miss Karen, Rose. And they think I'm going to let them touch my eye. Get the hell out of here. And I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm scared. Truth, I'm scared. What I got going on with my eye, I'm always scared. True story, Miss Karen, it is. So, but it also, in this country, it's supposed to be so great. It should never be about money that somebody's not getting the care they need. So, because I don't have money, I get a glass eye instead of a corneal transplant. Let's talk about me, so I can freely choose to talk about me or not. Because I don't have good insurance and money, I get a piece of glass to fill the hole instead of saving it. Should anybody have to go and choose that? Sorry, y'all, gotta put the other drop in. And by the way, crying and sweat don't help it heal. All I can tell you is if you ever get a cut on your cornea, don't wait. When you feel like you got something in your eye and it gets red or you start running a fever, anything, don't think you're just being a big sissy, and you can thug it out and you'll get better. Don't wait. Just don't wait. Go immediately. And when you get to a certain point in life and you begin having issues with your health, to make sure that you get what you want done in the way you want it done, in case you can't tell someone, and make sure you pick that someone and do it in a way that others can't put more stress and pressure on them. Do that. I don't care if you go to Walmart and buy the kit. Have those advanced directives. Have that all set up so nobody has doubts or questions. That's just my little personal piece of advice. And I won't lie, there's times that my faith has really been tested. I'm trying, y'all. I gotta stay on summer. I gotta stay on this. This is important, and I want to get it out there. So I'm trying, y'all. I'm so sorry. So this is David Wayne Blizzard. Yes, country. They don't want one, Sassy. They don't want a patch on my eye. It needs to breathe. Apparently, if I do her right, y'all. Whatever happened on the 19th, I was upset, distraught, crying, whatever. And I rubbed too much. Go figure. I got to do it, still do it now, but it's hard when you feel like you got a piece of sand or something stuck behind your eyeball. You want to, that's your first thing is rub it out. But anyway, apparently, the cordial abrasion that I've done, I do it right if I'm going to do it. It's so large and deep that the fluorescence drops that makes it light up or whatever, they don't even need it when they look through a thing to look and see it. Even a week later. My problem is I'm not healing properly. I bought an eye patch, it's a Halloween when it was on the 98 cent. Oh, you got lucky, Sassy. They treated me for the wrong thing, by the way. And probably lost about 5 days. Because I was treated for pink eye, which apparently, believe it or not, is a common misdiagnosis. Trying to find something to stick over this eye because the light's killing it. Trying to look and read. I found a brand new use for some of the face masks, though. They make a great eye patch if you turn them just right. I won't promise people won't laugh at you, but you'll be covered. which is what I'm doing right this second, because I can't find anything better at the moment. Okay. So, everybody just keep praying. That's all I ask. Thank you, country. I don't even have to look. I'm thankful for anything. It's really hard to eat, to sleep, to wonder if you're to do the right thing. Okay, let's get back to these weirdos. I don't even know what else to call them, because I do have to try to get a little bit of sleep. We have David Wayne Blizzard. He has been missing since 9/30/2005 from Surgeonsville, Tennessee. I believe, ain't that the home of Miss Dolly? Ain't that where Miss Dolly Parton came from, y'all? Allegedly, according to her. His classification is endangered missing. And he's a white male, born 11/16/1961. He currently would be, it says 50, I believe, November 16th, he would be 51. Why is this important to Summer's case? Well, let's talk about it. He was 33 when he went missing, it says. Height and weight, clothing, jewelry, distinguishing marks. But let's talk about the details and the investigating agency real quick, because that's what I found. Alright. Sorry, I had to blow my nose right quick. So, he is missing from the Hawkins County area. Details of his disappearance. Blizzard got into a domestic dispute at approximately 9 p.m. on September 30th, 2005, at a family member's residence in the vicinity of the 2800 block of Main Street in Surgeonsville, Tennessee. Afterwards, a police officer dropped him off at a Walmart on Stone Drive near the city line between Surgeonsville and Kingsport, Tennessee. Blizzard has never been heard from or seen again. Few details are available in his case, but foul play is suspected. The investigating agency is Hawkins County Sheriff's Department. Can y'all hear me now? Guess what police officer allegedly dropped him off? None other than Mr. Allen. You know, Smiley, your correspondence. I believe, let's see if we can pull up the Kingsport Times article. I believe it names him there. That's right. Let's see if I can still get the article to work, y'all. Come on. Really, y'all? Really? I'll do a search real quick. Yeah, how convenient. Also, that the article was. It's going to make me search for it. We got this. Y'all just bear with me. Because I'm searching for it. That's right, Cherokee. He has been with Hawkins County since 1995. He sure does, Smiley. What is she doing now, Katie? If there ain't nothing, if something's embedded in my stuff, tell him to turn it right into the FBI, because this heifer ain't got shit to hide. Oh no, I don't want to chat. I don't want to log in. I want to search. I'm trying to pull the article up and I'll show you. Yep, country, it is. I know I'm off the grid a little bit, but I've still been doing my best. Why is the article not in here? Oh, I'm having a hard time seeing the type. I'm trying. Cherokee, does it tell it? Right, Katie. Backwards masking. I remember that, Cherokee. Scuba, see? That's why we had that with my grandma. And at 21, I was asked to make that choice, Scuba. And now it may come around again. Cherokee, is it one of the articles that's a combo? Because I'm not finding it any other way, I don't guess. Let me check it. I got 2 articles. It's one of those two. Got you, Cherokee. Just give me a second, you guys. Come on, load. Just ask Bobo. He knows. Y'all just bear with me. Yeah, we got Larry Vickers on this one too. You know, the man that was found dead in the car wash. I got it. Let me. We're going to come off of this page and go to the next one, you guys. And then we're going to look at Smiley's interview and talk about that. And I'm going to show y'all a few other articles. Well, Katie, maybe they don't have a mental health agency that's able to handle her wackadoodle. Wackadoodle. That's how I feel. Wackadoodle, wackadoodle, wackadoodle. Maybe we should make something. I'll figure out how to overlay and make something. And the under part will be wackadoodle, wackadoodle, wackadoodle. Y'all think that'd work good? Thank you, country. All right, let's see. Yep, sure do, Katie. I know all about them muffins. Alrighty. So this is an article from the timesnews.net. It was put out by Jeff Bobo shortly after summer went missing, and they was asked if it's going to be cold and everything. Sorry, y'all. The eyeball hurts. And there's a couple cases it talks about in here that some locals might know a little something about too. Yeah, I know, Katie. There's been some long discussions. We have the one I'm familiar with that came up a long time ago, early on in Summer's case. It's going to be Mr. Vickers here. You know, where allegedly someone in power allegedly was having an affair with someone's wife, and then somebody turns up dead in a car wash. Yay, when evil entered. How are you doing? Mods, don't forget to drop links and stuff for me. Like Mr. Vickers here, it says Larry Vickers, 49, a Rogersville car dealership owner, was shot to death March 31st, 2006 at a car wash he owned on Main Street in the far east end of town. Allegedly, somebody with some power and pull might have had some alleged relationship with Mr. Vickers' wife. Yeah. Hold on. My eyeball. I just put an eye drop in. Sorry, Lacey.
I was just wondering if you had that change. My $10.
Yeah, I'll just send it back to you.
Oh, okay.
That work?
Yeah, that's fine. That's all.
Okay.
Never. I just was gonna ask you if you had $1 in case he wanted to wear a hat tomorrow, but I think he should have change in his piggy bank.
Yeah, because
he wants to wear pajamas on pajama day.
It's going to take everything I got to put gas in.
Okay. All right.
No, this case was never solved. Evil entered. And we got another one that's on this same. Sorry, y'all. Interruptions. I'm leaving before school, so. It's the first time I've seen Little Man in 3 days today, though. Then we got. Let's go on down to this case. Roll on up. You got David Wayne Blizzard, 33 of Surgeonsville. See if it'll pull anything else up on him besides what I was just showing you. But allegedly, yeah, it's not going to show it here, I don't think. So you got the. Does anybody have flashbacks? Yeah, right on when. Thank you when Evil entered, Mr. David Wayne. Yes, allegedly, the police officer that dropped him off at the Walmart at the line was none other than Mr. Allen. Yes, the firearm was recovered in the car wash case. And y'all don't forget to go show love to when Evil entered and sub her up because she's doing some awesome work just like Smiley and so many others out there. Then we got Mr. Vickers again that we just talked about. And this is just like I showed you, just the the information, the missing persons information, and the description of Mr. Blizzard's disappearance. He's dropped off at a Walmart by a sheriff's deputy and never seen again. And that's not alleged. That's on his, all missing persons paperwork. That's an advertisement. Then you have Nadine Rochelle Rogers, 33. Larry Trent, 47 of Mooresburg. Kenneth Brent Patterson, 28 of Goshen Valley. When the families loved, right, evil. I agree, Sassy. All right, now let's get on to the next because I got a lot. Like, I thought Dudley and John worked with Don. Why would he need a PPP loan? I thought it was 18 months. Damn, it was just a year's enough. Yes, he did, Cherokee. Apparently he needed assistance to get to his demise. Allegedly. Yes, evil entered. How'd they get found in the backyard, though? Because the last place he was in the back seat of a Hawkins County Sheriff's deputy's car. Just saying. Ooh. Yeah, nobody goes missing in that area. Nothing happens to kids. They don't have a drug problem. Nobody goes missing. So what is it? Everything that he tells us don't happen is what happens on a regular bizarro world. Okay. How'd he get there, though? That's the question. The last place he was getting the hell out one of your deputy's cars at Walmart on the county line. What does that tell you? He got drove to the county line and told, don't come back, Jack. Don't come here no more, no more, no more. That's how it used to work. That's how it worked around here. Apparently that's how it was working in Cali. Let me find it. Smiley changes the name and I'm trying to remember which one it is. Smiley, is Smiley still in here? You good, evil? Yeah, apparently he is. Smiley, is it the well now? The third guy? The one with Cecil? Yes, yours, baby. Which one, what's the title now on the one you did with Cecil? Yes, Country Christian. She's got Smiley Stories World. And she's on fire. It's because my heart told me to, under live. Okay, that's why I'm not finding it. Gotcha. What's up, Staffy? Oh, I love the special treatment, baby, by the way. And if y'all have not checked out okay, I'm going to have to. I got you, Smiley. I found it. Got you. That's what I thought, evil. But I wasn't going, I know about the Arnold case. Family members reached out to me about that a few months ago. Oh, Staffy. Thank you, darling. All right, let's see. I'm going to play part of this live stream. I need somebody to make sure y'all drop Smiley's links. Y'all know I'm having trouble seeing. I'm working with one eye. Let's see. You make it bigger. There we go. And share screen. Y'all go over there and check Smiley out. I'm going to play a portion of this interview she did with Cecil. She's given her permission. She's in the chat. She wants it shared out. And I am going to stop for commentary because there's some things she and I have talked about, and myself and a few of y'all have talked about, that I think need to be out there and addressed. She's awesome, ain't she, country? You got to see her Halloween tribute. She inspires me to be a better person. And she's a great friend. Here we go, guys.
All right. I'm going to try to figure this out. Y'all know I don't do lives, but I'm going to try. I think one person's in here. I don't know. Hour live. No, I'm just kidding. I've been sitting here too long. I have something on my heart that I want to talk about. Hey, is it? I may not be saying it right. Candice. Hello from Canada. I'm trying Nano for life. Oh my God, Sassy Brenda. Hey everybody. Oh, let me text one person. I want to tell her I'm on here. She's not going to believe this. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on a minute, because she wants to hear this too. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. My husband said earlier, I got his phone.
By the way, this live stream was the highlight. I needed it. And I needed that one with Jody Sue impersonation while I was going through so much stress. And this interview, this phone call, if you've not seen it, and even if you have, you need to see it. If you care anything about Summer's case and what's going on in Hawkins County, this is probably one of the best that I've seen to outline and help understand how deep it really goes and how bad it really is.
My phone. I got another phone over there. Hey, okay, so I grabbed it and I started recording, and I'm jumping up across the house. I'm freaking out. I'm getting my husband to get the food, and don't worry, I'm not going to show y'all the recording because you'll see him running in his underwear, and you would see my house a mess this morning before it was cleaned and everything else. And I was just freaking out. So when I start talking, of course, it's about Ronnie Lawson's son or whatever. And you'll see in this call how he was telling me, you'll see how the call goes. And I'm being very respectful to him. And he's telling me I'm being very respectful. And I didn't, you'll catch more flies, my grandma always said, with honey than you will with vinegar. But I always try to be respectful to everybody, even though I don't always agree with them. And I told them I did not agree with them. I was not going to play this, but it's been heavy on my heart all day for many different reasons. I've asked 3 people, or I've asked 1, 2, or 3 times, and I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and play it. I think it should be heard. That's my opinion. And if you don't agree with it, I'm sorry. There's a lot of rumors out, and It just needs to be heard. Okay. There's no per se names mentioned. There is trigger warnings. I will say that. So if you don't feel that you can listen to this, it was done in the most respectful way that I feel that it can be done. I didn't ask a lot of questions. I didn't have to. So if anything was done, I feel improper it was not on my part. So I will give y'all warning now. This call is 20 minutes long. But I think it's going to be very interesting. Again, there was no names. There is one rumor out there that this one person was trigger warning again. Ronnie's granddaughter, and that was true. And I didn't ask that. The only difference is it makes this at this time a true story. Again, not necessarily by my asking. You see what y'all are saying? Thank you, Muffin Top. Thank you. I don't know how to throw anybody a wrench. I guess we could get to that later. Let me see. Hold on. Well, anyway, we can get to that later. I clicked on your name, and if it didn't do it, I'm sorry, but we can get to that later. But again, it tore me up to not be able to say anything.
Amy and Katie Kitty, he damn well knows better. He's a prosecuting attorney for many years, and he is a board-certified attorney himself. He knows what the law is. That's what he enforces. He made a choice. And there's a reason he made that choice. Smiley did absolutely nothing wrong. I want y'all to hear his tone. I want y'all to hear his voice. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break this down. A few things that I want to point out and discuss. And just let y'all see the awesomeness that is Miss Smiley.
I spoke with was Cecil Mills. Another reason that I want to speak on this, I know several people probably had already talked to him. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure Benny has. He spoke to a lot of people, and I have to give him a shout out. I do. I'm not kidding. I'm proud of everybody that has really come together, because this is not right. And by the way,
in this interview, when we get to it, there's a certain point that I think points to what the motivation or motivating factors were. Y'all remember, everybody's got a boss.
in the sex offender registry, they have Brandon's picture up now within the last couple of hours. I want y'all to keep in mind, I don't know how to share my screen yet either, but I want y'all to keep in mind that he is considered a violent. Hey, TT.
By the way, where Miss Smiley is just talking about that Brandon is considered a violent sex offender. When you go to Tennessee's, and I'm going to try to pull it up and tell you, read it verbatim if I can, the laws and what's required to meet certain standards, to have certain charges. Just hold on. What are the penalties for SEX battery in Tennessee? Aggravated SEX battery. The crime and penalty. Let me read this to you guys. Because even though we only got 1 year, it was accidental. Katie 4 times. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. The aggravated SCX battery that Brandon was charged with even attempted thrown in to mitigate. Here are what is required to get that battery and aggravated added on. Let me read this to you. Unlawful SCX conduct becomes aggravated SCX battery when any of the following circumstances are involved. The victim was younger than 13. The defendant caused bodily injury to the victim. The defendant was armed with a weapon or led the victim to believe they were armed with a weapon, or the defendant was aided and abetted by another person. A person convicted of aggravated SCX battery faces Class B felony penalties and 8 to 30 years in prison per count. Per count. So 4 times 8 babies is 32. And 3 times 4 is 12. So 32 to 120 years is what he was supposed to fucking face. That part. Shit be pissing me off. You gonna tell me if it was Sam Podunk that nobody fucking knew and nobody's daddy had power, the fuck he would be doing 1 year? The hell up out of here. Exactly. So if he's worse than Don, do you think his daddy's worried about putting Don away? Or is he secretly in a back room shaking his fucking hand? Sorry. It just pisses me off. It makes my blood pressure through the roof. It's some bullshit. Now I'm going to let Smiley go back, but I wanted y'all to know what the parameters are and the sentencing and what you have to do to get that charge and be sentenced to what he was sentenced. And even the 20-year sentence was a smack in the face and some bullshit based on Tennessee regulation and law. That part.
Violent. I'll pull this down a minute. It may cut me off. Just bear with me. He's considered a violent sexual offender. Oh my God, I apologize, y'all. So anyway, y'all can look that up on the Tennessee Registry, and we just got to keep the pressure on. I'm going to play this now. Again, I'm not going to put it up. Again, trigger warnings. Thank you. High guidance. I hope I didn't miss anybody. Brittany, Barry Dust. Oh God, hold on. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I don't see you, but thank you. Nita's here. Nita has been my support for YouTube for I don't know how long. Thank you, Nita. I don't see you, but you strolled on by somewhere, and I appreciate it. But I'm going to play this. I want a 1 in the chat if you can hear, please. Let me get this. Y'all, I apologize so much. Hold on. I'm trying to get better at this, y'all. This was my biggest fear.
I forgot that was in there, Smiley. Me and you both over here giggling. I needed that, though. Thank you.
Was going live. I don't know. Okay.
I didn't have you pumped up. I told you you got this. You got this. I wanted you to do it yourself, and you rocked it. And I don't trust TBI either. I'm not telling people not to call in tips to TBI. Fine for summer. I'll never do that. But do I trust them? They allowed this. They investigated this. They investigated this shit. And they allowed it.
Is that a local number for Rogersville? It doesn't matter, but I'm just
Okay, give me a 1 if you can hear it.
I'm glad you're a concerned citizen, number one.
Well, yes, sir.
Is that a local number?
No, sir. I'm actually. Well, let me just tell you. I was born and raised in Nashville. Married there. Had 2 kids there, and I have a total of 4 kids.
Okay, I just want to tell y'all, and it don't matter to me, whatever. I did it before, and I can't help it, and I don't know how to edit or whatever. It don't really matter to me. What's done is done. I do this for Summer Wells, and I don't care. I guess I'm doxed in this because whatever. But oh well. So y'all already know this. Okay. Hold on.
Is that a local number for Rogersville? It doesn't matter, but every time I return calls, I like to think just exactly. I'm glad you're a concerned citizen, number one.
Well, yes, sir.
Is that a local number?
No, sir. I'm actually. Well, let me just tell you. I was born and raised in Nashville. Married there. Had 2 kids there, and I have a total of 4 kids. I have family there. I still consider myself part of Tennessee, if you will. But I want to let you know, I want to answer your question. I'm in Florida. That's where I'm from. So this is a Florida number.
The story again, I thank you for being very honest with me. The answer really didn't matter, but I wanted to know, and I didn't know myself because I'm getting a lot of calls.
Yes, sir.
From numbers that are not local, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because that tells me a little bit about what I was going to tell you.
Okay.
I'm a lifetime East Tennessee. It does not matter what I'm getting ready to tell you next.
Okay.
But I'm an African American in an area that is only 1% African American.
Yes, sir. And I want to tell you that doesn't matter to me. I just wanted to tell you, and that doesn't matter.
I think there's a reason that he wanted Smiley to know that he is a minority and to understand how hard it was for him to get to where he's at and how dangerous that area can be for him, and how he's maybe not as included in the good old boy gang, but treated differently, maybe even pressured or given the impossible case and situation because they ain't gonna have their name and their pappy's name dragged through the mud, but they'll drag him and his family and his name through the mud. Just a thought.
Matter to me if you're African American or white or whatever. It doesn't matter.
The reason why I told you that is because I have lived on nothing other than my name and reputation.
Yes, sir.
I have served the citizens of this area. I grew up here. I've lived here, and I've served the citizens of this area for 39 years.
Yes, sir.
And I have tried more jury trials. There's a reason I'm telling you all this, because I'm going to answer your question.
No, I appreciate it.
I've tried more jury trials. I can honestly say this: murder trials than probably everybody in this entire area of about 300,000 people in Upper East Tennessee.
Yes, sir.
Except for maybe 1 or 2 attorneys. And I'm giving them credit. They probably haven't. I said all that to say this: I'm not chicken to try case. It's obvious that I wasn't chicken. And I'm including to you this story. My facts were good. Okay? I won't please, because I thank you so much for being disrespectful. My facts were good.
Yes, sir.
And I think I probably could have won the case.
That's not what's on my heart to play this.
90% I would have won this case.
Yes, sir.
I was shocked everybody was calling me because there were more members of our office in the case other than they.
Yes, sir.
But I guess the reason my name is mentioned is because I am the Deputy District Attorney General, so I guess I'm kind of over every case that I'm in when the DA's not in it.
Yes, sir.
But I want you to know, first of all, I wouldn't chicken to try the case.
Yes, sir.
And I'll be here.
Number two,
Okay.
if you saw my car outside and if I sent you my repair bills that I just took my car and they told me what needs to be done to it, the house is falling apart, you know that I didn't take money for it.
Okay.
And Ronnie Lawson and I, the sheriff, he and I know each other. You can't be deputy district attorney and assistant district attorney for 38 years plus. I'm getting closer to 39 without knowing every sheriff in this district because we've got 4 sheriffs: Hawkins County, Hancock County, Greene, and Hamlet.
Right.
So I know, and I prosecuted a murder case in Hawkins County in February of this year, and I worked with his detectives. Ronnie Lawson and I respect each other, but I've never been in his home. He's never been in mine. We don't live in the same counties. I ran for DA 8 years ago. He certainly didn't support me.
Right.
So that couldn't be the reason. I'm trying to knock down, you didn't ask me for straw, but I'm trying to knock down all the straw. Obviously, I didn't do it for money. Obviously, I didn't do it because I knew Ronnie Lawson. And I'm obviously not chicken because I promise you, if you Google my name, I pastor a church. If you Google my name, you'll find that I'm not chicken to try a case.
Yes, sir.
So with those 3 things out of the way, what other things could possibly be the reason that I allowed a man who did a despicable act to plead guilty to that?
Well, I mean, I'm not personally blaming you for that, but
You never have now, but I've tried to return every call. You've been one of the nice ones.
well, thank you.
So what do you think? I'm just trying to
The
get
people,
you.
yeah.
If I'm not chicken, if I'm not chicken and I haven't been paid, I'm not scared of the sheriff. What other reasons could there be?
Well,
Me to make a choice like that
well,
to plead him to that?
yes, sir. I mean, that's the $64,000 question.
So I'll tell you because I've gone all the way around this. I'm trying not to.
I have to stop, and I want to give a huge trigger warning right now. If you haven't seen this interview, if you haven't heard this call, and you are a survivor or a victim of SA, you might want to leave. This is so difficult on all sides of the fence right now, y'all. And I get it. I've been there. So I really get it. It's triggering because for victims, you already get re-victimized by the system. So I get it. But if you're trying to save this young woman, this child, from being victimized again, why would you yourself re-victimize her in this call? It's my only question.
Did you know who the victims were?
Well, I don't know personally any of the victims, but I know it sounds like they were minors. And from one of my understandings is it was one of his, I'll say, adopted granddaughters. Is that correct?
It would have been the sheriff's granddaughter.
Yes.
It would have been his son's daughter.
I don't know about that, Lord
Angel. Not gonna make you.
I don't know how much clarification. What is he not telling the truth about, Miss Katie? Because he said, and I'm going to rewind it for y'all to hear his words, not mine. Oh, I don't know, Katie, on that. I'm looking. I have a little birdie that I'm waiting on some more info from that seems that Mr. Cecil may have told Miss Story a lie. And he may know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And they may all know somebody. How do I put this? I guess it's that thin blue line that binds. I'm gonna leave it at that for a minute.
To plead guilty to that.
Let me come back and address this. I got to. At where my channel started, you guys, and what happened right here, I gotta come back. I can't let it go. I love you, Smiley, and you did nothing wrong. But this shit right here, it haunts me. This is why victims are afraid to speak out. Smiley, I don't think that's what Katie's talking about, baby. Cecil has ties that he ain't telling you about. That's what we're talking about, babe. But when you don't protect the identity of a victim, you make them afraid. He just outed that child for life. For life. She got a scarlet letter now. That's how it works in small town. We all know. We've all been there. Well, a lot of us have been there in small town America. Y'all, I'm going to play this and I'm going to have to lay down. My eyes really bothering me right now. And Smiley, I know he told you the truth about his car and about the assets, and I don't think he took a bribe at all. At all. But sometimes money's not the only leverage. You know, it's not the only thing. I can't rest. Y'all don't understand. Let me let this play out. Sorry, y'all.
If you saw my car outside and if I sent you my repair bills, that I just took my car and they told me what needs to be done to it. The house is falling apart. You know that I didn't take money for it.
Okay.
And Ronnie Lawson and I, the sheriff, he and I know each other. You can't be deputy district attorney and assistant district attorney for 38 years plus. I'm getting closer to 39 without knowing every sheriff in this district because we've got 4 sheriffs: Hawkins County, Hancock County, Greene, and Hamlin.
Right.
So I know, and I prosecuted a murder case in Hawkins County in February of this year, and I worked with his detectives. Ronnie Lawson and I respect each other, but I've never been in his home. He's never been in mine. We don't live in the same counties. I ran for DA 8 years ago. He certainly didn't support me.
Right.
So that couldn't be the reason. I'm trying to knock down, you didn't ask me for straw, but I'm trying to knock down all the straw. Obviously, I didn't do it for money. Obviously, I didn't do it because I knew Ronnie Lawson. And I'm obviously not chicken. Because I promise you, if you Google my name, I pastor a church. If you Google my name, you'll find that I'm not chicken to try a case.
Yes, sir.
So with those three things out of the way, what other things could possibly be the reason that I allowed a man who did a despicable act to plead guilty to that?
Well, I mean, I'm not personally blaming you for that, but
You never have them, but I've tried to return every call. You've been one of the nice ones.
well, thank you.
So what do you think? Why do you? I'm just trying to
The
get
people,
you.
yeah.
If I'm not cheating, if I'm not cheating and I haven't been paid, and I'm not scared of the sheriff. What other reasons could there be?
Well,
For me to make a choice like that.
well,
To plead him to that.
yes, sir. I mean, that's the $64,000 question.
So I'll tell you because I've gone all the way around this. I'm trying not to. Did you know who the victims were?
Well, I don't know personally any of the victims, but I know it sounds like they were minors. And from one of my understandings
Trigger warning.
it was one of his, I'll say, adopted granddaughters. Is that correct?
It would have been the sheriff's granddaughter.
Yes.
It would have been his son's daughter.
I don't
Yes.
know about that,
And
Lord
it's not
Angel.
going to make you feel any better.
But none of this makes me feel better. None of it. It makes me sick.
I know it. But I met with her.
Oh, okay.
Trigger warnings.
You know I had to meet with her, ma'am.
Yes.
You know, I've tried as many jury trials as I've told you. You don't do that with.
Amen. And I get what he's about to say, y'all, about the victim. I've been there. All of us that are survivors have been there. What about the other unnamed victims? What about the other victim in this allegations? You're right, Katie. I agree. What about them? Where's their justice? Where's her justice? No matter what he's about to say, she got more guts than any of them. Any of them. You grown ass adults, y'all pieces of shit. She got more guts than y'all do. Because she wouldn't have been having the conversation with you that she had and with other people that she had if she didn't grab it from everything inside of her and tell the truth. And y'all did the same thing to Lexi. You put her back in the bin of fire.
Without meeting with every single.
I understand.
And I'm trying to tip you off without me saying it.
Yes, sir.
And then if you still don't get it, I met with the one. There were 2 victims somewhere out there. There's 4.
Yes, sir.
He pled guilty to 4 counts.
Yes, sir.
But there were 2 victims.
Did y'all hear what he said? I met with 2 victims. Somewhere out there is more. Do I need to rewind that? And play that part again? Just in case y'all miss it? Because a lot of people miss that. And by the way, there was supposed to be 1 count for each instance, not person.
Granddaughters, is that correct?
It would have been the sheriff's granddaughter.
Yes.
It would have been his son's daughter.
I don't
Yes.
know about that,
And
Lord
it's not
Angel.
going to make you feel any better.
But none of this makes me feel better. None of it. It makes me sick.
I know it. But I met with her.
Oh, okay.
Trigger warnings.
You know I had to meet with her, ma'am.
Yes.
You know, I've tried as many jury trials as I've told you. You don't do that without meeting with every single.
I understand.
And I'm trying to tip you off without me saying it.
Yes, sir.
And then if you still don't get it, I met with the one. There were 2 victims somewhere out there. There's 4.
Yes, sir.
He pled guilty to 4 counts.
Yes, sir.
But there were 2 victims. One, it occurred to once.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, I'm not going to tell you how many times it happened.
Oh, God, I
That
can
was
only.
somebody kin to him.
Yeah.
Can I say it that
Yeah,
way?
yes, sir, you can. I understand.
And I met with her. And that young lady was in a difficult position.
I definitely understand that. God.
And I may have made the wrong decision, and you can blame me for it and put it all over. You've been so nice.
Thank you.
But I made a decision not to re-victimize a victim.
And
what about the others?
Decision, I'll let you. I just wanted you to understand, even if I was dead flat wrong, why I did it. And I don't like ever using that. Other district attorney generals use that excuse all the time. And I say, you just didn't want to try it. But I'm telling you, in this one case, I made a decision that I did not want to re-victimize the victim.
But what about when he gets out?
She was in a tough position.
And I understand that, but what about the other victims? And I'm trying to be respectful, but what about the other victims? And what about the ones maybe? What about
there was one other victim
that we know of? That we know of. What about the ones that hasn't come forward, or when he gets out?
We did an exhaustive investigation. It wasn't my office; it was the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. The other victim, yes, ma'am, it's not right for any of them. But they did exhausted, and they brought me one other victim. And it was terrible. Please, I'm not going to excuse what happened. I'm not trying to excuse him. I'm just telling you, like I said, ma'am, I understand it.
TBI knew. TBI was in on the investigation. That's one. Two. You just re-victimized the victim by putting it out there publicly. More than the court system ever would. Or equally to. What's that little girl supposed to do in a year?
You can say I was incompetent, or this one case I screwed up. But that was the reason. We can only find one other victim. If any other victims come.
They didn't arrest Brandon when they knew, because he's Big Daddy's son. And because what would have happened? It would have come out, and Ronnie's chances of election would have been in the shitter. That's why, in my opinion, allegedly. (2018 to 2020), according to the documents that I've been able to find, is how long? And Bobo, what about your relationship with Ronnie? That's going to be part 3, by the way. We're going to go over what actual Tennessee mandates are for those charges and what a travesty of justice this was. And we're going to look at Ronnie Lawson's absolutely, Cherokee girl. That would be awesome to find a lawyer, a civil lawyer, and one for her best interest. What kind of relationship does Bobo have with Ronnie? I'm going to tell y'all about that one in the next live I do. Y'all show me one other case that was allowed somebody to be out on the street, still in the home, and the sheriff walk them in and walk them out and pick the jail and pick the sentence and make sure until it had to be public record that it was suppressed. But Ronnie don't have that kind of power. Nita's crazy, right? Shitting me.
Come forward, obviously that changes everything.
How would it change it?
To these two.
If somebody else comes forward, can I just ask you, would y'all go back and charge him with those?
We would look at it, certainly, and if we could prove it, we would.
Okay.
I'm not trying to foreclose it, but that's the key. And thank you so much. I just wanted to let you know, I understand people disagreeing.
Yes, sir.
Because
This is amazing.
We all have our own, and I'm carrying the burden for this, but I promise you I wasn't the only one that made that decision.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay. I'm the one, the book stops with me.
But can I ask you this? What happens, or what was you thinking, or your thoughts, like when he gets out in a year to his daughter? I mean, his daddy.
There's been an aggravated assault injunction.
That's his daddy's going to cover up for him, though. Did you think about that?
Say that again.
I mean, but Ronnie's going to cover up for him. Did you think about that?
We did. I don't think he's going to be successful, this young man. And I don't mean that because I'm not concerned about his age. Mm-hmm. But you know the other things that went down in that plea.
Mm-hmm.
You're kidding.
You know he's on community.
I don't give a shit if he's got to register for life. Do y'all think this man is 43 years old right now? Okay? Allegedly, from 2018 to 2020 is the time frame that these things occurred. That is between the last 2 and 4 years. Who the fuck at 38, 39 years old wakes up one day and says, I'm going to decide to diddle some little kids? Nobody. This ain't new. You just got caught and hemmed up because the eyes of the world are on you.
Community supervision for life.
Right.
That's not his daddy. He is on community supervision for life. He's on the sexual registry. He's not going to be able to be around youth. He's not going to be around youth.
That is a bold-faced damn lie to say he won't be around youth. He's not barred from the church. He's able to go to the church. You think youth ain't in the church? You think youth ain't in his home? Didn't his wife just have another baby in the last 2 fucking years? Get out of here with that bullshit. I'm not buying the wolf tickets that y'all selling me, Hawkins County. And you can't tell me there wasn't preferential treatment and special treatment given. Because court was not in session for nobody but Brandon that day. So suck my big toe, Ronnie.
Lisa.
Yeah, I understand. Like I said, I understand that I understand anybody that disagrees, but I just wanted to let you know I'm not going to say any more than that because if I say any more than that, I am re-victimizing what I did.
I understand.
The victim, and I just can't do that.
Well, here's the thing.
We consider it a lot. Our office considered it a lot.
And I appreciate you very much calling me and explaining this. But I need to ask you one more thing because so many people, this is what they're frustrated with. Okay, the Summer Wells case. And I don't know how anybody can't take into consideration. They really feel Ronnie Lawson needs to be taken off of this case. They feel it's a conflict of interest. Now they have Brandon, all involved in this. While this was going on, Ronnie knew it. We understand it was his granddaughter, whatever. But Ronnie needs to step down, and we don't feel like he's going to do that.
There was an election recently.
But nobody runs against him.
Right. That's what I'm getting ready to say, ma'am. I don't live in Hawkins County.
I understand.
I live in Greene County.
Yes, sir.
I'm adjacent to his county.
Yes, sir.
And I've been there the last few days, and I'm going back again on a murder case.
Yes, sir.
That's usually what I do. And I'm not in Hawkins County. I don't know all the dynamics of Hawkins County.
Yes, sir.
As I told you, I ran for DA. I must have got beat, didn't I?
Yeah.
Does that mean anything?
Yeah.
I'm not very good as a politician.
Oh.
This area is. I'm not talking politics.
Sure.
I'm just like, this area is heavily Republican, and I was stupid enough to run as a Democrat. forget everything I just told you. This is how dumb I am.
It's okay.
And I just tell her, so the bottom line is this. Ma'am, I know you don't know me.
Right.
I know you don't know me. But
due to separation of church and state, a church cannot have an order to not allow an RSO. But I know of a situation here at a church. They did not make it easy and available for that RSO to be anywhere around children. They weren't working with the youth group. They weren't allowed in a Sunday school class with anything but older adults and out in the sanctuary where everybody was for common service time. They weren't allowed to go on any retreats, any overnights, anywhere, not with adults or juveniles. It's hard because there is a separation of church and state. But that being said, if everybody's scared of daddy, and the person that speaks out, this is splashed all across the news media, locally, nationally, worldwide. What does that tell the rest of the victims out there? Sit down and shut up. You're going to get drugged. You're going to get put on Front Street, and everybody's going to know who the fuck you are. And he going to get a smack on the wrist, and somewhere daddy can go see him. Daddy can go hug him. Daddy can talk to him. And whoever else he wants to allow to. He's in a jail that just days ago settled a lawsuit for having striptease shows going on with the female inmates. What the fuck you mean? Do not try to sell us a goddamn dream. We're tired of that shit. We're tired of you thinking my name is Mushroom and you gonna keep me in the dark and feed me full of shit. We're not taking it. You might have the people that live there scared, but we're going to give them a voice and allow them to speak up and get you the hell up out of there. Your family's reign of terror ends, and it ends soon.
I just know people of Hawkins County have on more than one occasion put their trust in him as the sheriff.
Mm-hmm. And I know they're sorry.
He lives in that county. Mm-hmm. He serves in that county. So I don't know how many times he's been elected sheriff, but
Amen, Smiley. I know they're sorry too. And I know they're fucking embarrassed as hell. But what other option do they have? All he needs is one vote to win when there's nobody running against him. And what happened? What happened to the last sheriff that ever had the balls to run against him? First of all, they won 2 terms. They chose not to run again. And their statement is they made the decision so they would have some time to do things that they hadn't been able to do, like go fishing. What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
I know he ran for re-election. Nobody ran against him. He never run the first time. This last time, the time before, nobody ran against him. Mm-hmm. I just know that he's been the sheriff for a long time.
Right, Sassy. The individual congregation in church can make a choice to not allow that person to be there. But the government cannot make that choice for them. Now, for instance, I know if you're a member of the Southern Baptist Association and they find out there's a lot of funding and assistance and credentials that can be lost. Absolutely, country, and that's what I've been preaching. The first step is going to the Board of Elections, because the way this played out and the way that it happened, it was a deceptive practice. If the constituents, if the voters had known about this, would it have changed their vote? Because the way it played out, it looks like there was a purposeful plan to keep this under wraps until after the election, so Daddy didn't lose his job.
And somebody over there trusted.
A lot of people scared of him too. And you said, I mean, I understand you said you weren't and all that, but there's a lot of people that is being silenced and that is scared of him and don't want to come forward. And that's the whole problem, especially in the Summer Wells case. And that's where, a lot of people, want him gone. And I know they voted for him and all that, but, this is just a whole mess. So I think that's why a lot of people are coming for you, because you were the person on the case. And I can understand what you told me and everything, but I just, I'm in my hopes. I hope that more people, because he didn't just do this. He didn't just wake up at this age and say.
Cherokee, on that note, I get nobody ran against him. What they have to do is they hold another election. They give the opportunity for somebody to run against him. And he might not be eligible to run. So then there is not the fear. It has to do with deceptive and illegal election practices. It don't hurt to try. You don't got to necessarily do it on a local level. I suggest state and federal levels of everything you do. That allows for your anonymity and safety if you're there in that town, in that county. But until the people that live there exercise their rights and their voice, there won't be a change. Sheriffs have too much control.
Okay, I'm going to do this. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
But
thank you so much, ma'am. I just want to say, I've not been in the Summer Wells case.
I understand.
So I know some of the people that have worked on that case.
Yes, sir.
And without saying, I know what they think happened.
Yes, sir.
And it doesn't have anything to do with Ronnie Lawson and a cover up.
Yeah, and I can understand that too. Been there. I understand that. But listen, if there's anything.
Thank you for being so.
On a real note, didn't I tell y'all tonight was going to be a night no holds barred? So I'm going to tell you. Allegedly, back in October, right after Summer went missing, I allegedly spoke to a law enforcement officer in Sullivan County and one in Hawkins County. And they think, allegedly, that Grandis and Candace know the most. Don knows after the fact, or he's the dumbest man to walk this earth. The best way I know to put it. Nothing that's gone on changes what I think happened. What's going on with Ronnie and his son does affect the investigation and why that we felt since day one. I will tell y'all the mayor before I sign off. Don't worry. Since day one that Ronnie was hiding something and protecting someone with the actions that I was seeing. And I didn't believe it was Don because he don't like him. He don't like them. You can tell it in what he says and how he acts. Now we know. Now we know.
Thank you, ma'am. I want you to know that's the reason why I'm trying to call everybody back that has called me.
No problem.
One guy shouted at me and I hollered back, and I'm not
I thought of Benny
holler
Keys.
unless I'm preaching.
Yes, sir.
It's usually when I holler back.
Yes, sir.
But I want to thank you, Miss Story,
That's
for
fine.
being so. Thank you. Like I
This is
said,
my
I don't ever ask everybody to agree with me, and I understand you don't.
Well,
But you have been respectful, and I will write that down.
yeah, I want to
You
be
were
respectful.
extremely
I don't.
respectful
Yeah.
for the way you tried to listen to me.
Yeah, I don't
And I
want
do
to.
thank you for that.
I want to be clear. You know, I don't agree, but I do want to be respectful. But what my thoughts are is, I hope, you know, because you do, like you said yourself, you have to live with this.
One thing to note here that I think is real important to note for Miss Smiley's safety. He wrote down her name, her number, and where she's from, and said he's going to make a note with that of how respectful she was. That's right, Katie. He's going to write it down. To me, that's almost a veiled threat, considering the letter she's already got and the Molotov cocktail that's already appeared in her yard. For y'all that think that myself and other creators that were talking about we were threatened and shit happened to us, it didn't. It wasn't a lie. It wasn't some made up shit. Ain't that right, Jeffrey Barrett? Lover man. So we know if something happens to my friend, where are we going first? To your county, Ronnie.
But my wish is maybe on a personal level or some kind of level. I mean, I don't even know, friend level, not friend level, not with me, but with somebody there that you know, you could possibly put in their ear, Ronnie needs to step down from this Summer Wells case because it's the right thing to do. That's my hope and my wish.
Thank you, Miss Story.
No, thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I won't keep you on.
Damn right he needs to step down. It's a huge conflict of interest. I don't understand why nobody can see that. Like, if I had a child that murdered 13 people with the last name of Smith, and Smith is on trial for white collar crimes or whatever that's related to one of those 13, am I really the person to investigate it? Am I really the person to look into it? It's a conflict of interest. You're investigating what appears to be a criminal act against a child involving a whole mess and passel of people that's RSOs and alleged RSOs. And now your son is one. How is that not a conflict of interest? You own the company you're investigating. The fuck out of here.
On here, but I thank you for taking the time to call me back, okay?
All right.
Good luck with everybody else.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye, sir.
Well, what y'all think about that? I agree, Kim. I definitely agree. And I think it's, in my personal opinion, I think it's more than just Brandon. I think it's more than Brandon, and I think it's a bigger cover-up than Brandon. Thank you, Lorton Girl. Oh, thank you, Nita's World. Yeah, it's been bothering me all day long. Like I said, I was not going to play it. I asked a couple people. I asked Nita 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, I sit here in here looking up stuff and researching stuff, and I'm like, I felt bad. I mean, honestly, to be honest with y'all, yeah, I know, but to be honest, I don't feel sorry for him, and I don't agree. You heard me tell him I don't agree with what he did, but it's something about it that you heard how he come at me when I answered the phone, that I just don't. Something don't feel right with him either, as far as it's bothering me, because he says he's not chicken. He says he didn't take any money. He says he didn't this, that, and the other. Is that true? I mean, and I'm not playing any race cards or anything like that, but we've all heard Jody Sue talking about KKK in the past. And, I've had people come to me and say, are you sure it's this Cecil Mills guy? And, my mouth has hit the floor and I can't hardly pick it back up. And, and, they take Brandon over to a whole nother county. And isn't it funny how Dan Armstrong didn't handle it and this guy did? And like I told him, I don't care if you're black, white, purple. It don't matter to me. But there's something going on here. Why did they do that? And I wasn't really thinking about it until today. But was it a show? Was it, why did they put him in front of this Mills guy? Let's see. Why did, I don't know. Maybe they didn't pay him. Maybe they threaten him. I mean, to me, he almost sounds like he definitely does have some regrets. That's just my opinion. Maybe he does, maybe he don't. Is he like the rest of them? Is he regretting it in the end? Nita's right. Everybody has a boss. But something about this just don't sit right with me. Unfortunately. But TBI.
Somebody don't want me telling what I'm about to tell. They trying to hack my shit right now. Just so y'all know. Somebody is trying to hack my shit. My cursor was not responding and was moving without me moving it. But y'all gonna see it. We gonna share all screen. I'm gonna make sure I get it out. How about that? Y'all think just cause my eyes hurting? Shitting me. So here's the article. Here's the article. Stacey Vaughn for Hawkins County Mayor, April 8th, 2022 is when this was posted. Okay. Why does that matter? He's running for Hawkins County Mayor. Now, he's been on the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners since 2002. Just want y'all to see that part. Education, let me see. Because I want you to see what else he did. I have obtained over 15 hours of specialized training in public safety, law enforcement, budgeting. That's right. He is employed as a patrol shift supervisor for the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office. I need y'all to hear me say that to you. Because guess what? Let me show y'all something else. The supervisor at HSCO, the mayoral candidate. Let's go to this. Here's something you ain't seen and heard. This is policecrimes.com's message board. Deputy Stacey Vaughn is arrested. Let's look at his public record information. Okay? When I say that it's deep and wide as the Grand Canyon, I'm not kidding you. I'm going to try my best to read this to y'all. I do apologize. Y'all know I got one good eye and it is killing my left one is killing me right now, y'all. But I'm going to get this out before I say goodnight. Again, anybody that can help right now, please. I haven't been able to find anybody, country, that's got that call. It was up for a very short time. It disappeared along with Johnny B. Sorry, y'all. I got to put the eye drop in again. And also, let's see. What time is it? Oh, Jesus. Y'all, I'm getting 3 hours sleep before I got to wake up and drive an hour and a half up the mountain. So, but I will be almost in Tennessee. Stranded. At the hospital, though, so at least I'll be with my family. Okay. We have, and I know they're old calls, but isn't it important to know that the supervisor at the county sheriff's office currently and mayoral candidate has this record? Because you could get that expunged, but guess what, boo-boos? The daily report and the dispatch records stay. I'm trying. I'm going to have to find my glasses and put the eye patch on, y'all. Just bear with me. I look like I'm dressing up as a pirate for Halloween. Little G-Baby said my eye and my face scared him. It kind of hurt my feelings. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. I'm going to have to get up here to TV and read it, y'all. Sorry. Damn it. Y'all just bear with me a second. I'm trying. On September 11th, 2006 at 10:50 a.m., 9/11/2006 Rogersville. Hawkins County Sheriff's Department Deputy Stacy Vaughn was charged Friday with domestic assault and vandalism stemming from an alleged altercation with his wife that occurred at their home on Friday night. Sheriff Roger Christian, by the way, that's the one sheriff that did 2 terms in between Daddy and Ronnie. You want to know? There you go. Said Sunday that Vaughn, 32, of 1652 Stanley Valley Road, Surgeonsville, has been placed on leave pending the disposition of the charges and an internal investigation. Okay? And he was with Hawkins County. He still is in Hawkins County, a commissioner, a sheriff's deputy, and now a mayoral candidate. Let's not play. According to the arrest warrant filed by Hawkins County Sheriff's Department Sergeant Greg Larkins, Friday evening around 9:20 p.m., deputies were dispatched to the Vaughn residence for a domestic dispute with an assault in progress. While en route, Larkin was advised by a dispatcher that both parties left the residence in separate vehicles. Larkin stated in the warrant that he came into contact with the alleged victim, Samantha Vaughn, at a business on Stanley Valley Road. Miss Vaughn reportedly told Larkin she and Stacy Vaughn had been in an argument over the custody of a child. Vaughn had kicked the side of a vehicle that belongs to a witness, and that during the argument, Vaughn had pushed her to the ground. Larkin stated that he observed a dent in the side of the vehicle and that he received a corroborating statement from a witness. Vaughn, who served 1 term as a Hawkins County Commissioner that ended on August 31st, was lodged in the Hawkins County Jail overnight Friday and released Saturday morning. The Times News spoke to Vaughn on Sunday, who said he was reserving comment on the charges for the time being. Samantha Vaughn called the Times News Sunday evening, however, and said the incident was blown out of proportion and that she indicated to the deputies Friday evening that she did not want to press charges. He shouldn't have been arrested because I signed the papers. They are with the officer for him not to be arrested, Ms. Vaughn said. Stacy didn't do anything wrong. The situation was totally misunderstood, and the people who were with me talked to the officers and blew it completely out of proportion. I was not assaulted. I did not call 911. I told the officers, and they still arrested him. That's because they saw marks and had witness statements, and the state took over prosecution. That's how that works. Hold on, I'm going to roll it up. I got to move to get to it. Vaughn is scheduled for arraignment Wednesday in Hawkins County Sessions Court. And that was just a quick perusal. But that's your mayoral candidate. And just to show y'all what I read y'all, let's go back up here. Hold on. This is the criminal defense lawyer. It goes over the Tennessee laws, as you see. Here is what I read y'all. The charges for aggravated SEXUAL battery, crime and penalty, where I said the less than 13, bodily injury, weapon, aided and abetted by a second individual, and then it's a Class B felony with a minimum of 8 years for each count and a maximum of 30 for each count. I keep hearing that, country, but I don't know if I feel it most of the time. Here is the TBI. Hawkins County compliance checks find 2 unregistered SOs. Let's read this real quick. I want this out there. A compliance check operation by local law enforcement. By the way, let me give you the dates of this. Was updated September the 28th of 2022. Just to let y'all know, it's not more than a month ago. Right around a month exactly. A compliance check operation by local law enforcement led to the arrest of 2 SEX offenders in Hawkins County who failed to register. According to a post on social media by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, around 50 SEX offenders were visited during the operation. They ain't 50 in my whole fucking county, and in most whole counties. It's almost like in Hawkins County, there's more RSOs than regular people when you look at the number. It's crazy. The checks are conducted by the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, the TBIS EX Offender Registry Unit, and the United States Marshals. So please don't think the U.S. Marshals ain't come to town, boo-boos. Y'all about to see. I'm trying to tell you, Mama used to say, you're going to see that cow horns will look. The operation lasted 2 days, with law enforcement teams conducting compliance checks on 48 RSOs in the area. Out of the 48, 45 were reportedly in compliance with the checks. The offenders not in compliance were reported to be living at an unregistered address, and 2 SEX offenders were located and arrested for failing to register. Okay, next. By the way, can somebody explain this to me? I thought during the time that this PPP loan is issued, Mr. Dudley was still working with Don Wells. How did he need a PPP loan when he was employed and not an employer? Says Dudley is John, entity, sole proprietorship, industry, general automotive repair, location, Kingsport, Tennessee. Remember, Don fired him the day before Summer went missing. How did he get a PPP loan for having his own fucking business in March? Summer didn't. How? And it ain't even doing drywall. Ain't that what he does? Please help me understand, y'all. 12,600 and $8. I think it says. It might be 808. I can't tell y'all. There you go. It's all in there. It spells it all out. Yeah, make it make sense, please. Here's the business in Kingsport if anybody wants to go visit it and send me pictures and information. By the way, the business is more than 2 years old. Right there it tells you. So again, if he was working for Tucker Drywall when Summer and got fired the day before Summer went missing, that ain't 2 years from March of 2021, boo-boos. Right. But according to this, he's still supposed to be in Tennessee, and so is his business. That's the only point I have. Oh yeah, I might have reported it. Apes. Let's let the IRS and the government figure it out. Just so y'all know, there's some similar businesses that surround his, since they didn't give the exact ID. But my locals will know that. My question, Mr. Azan, is how did you have an existing business 2 years prior to March of 2021 when Don fired you from Tucker Drywall, allegedly, the day before Summer went missing? Just saying. Told y'all I had a little bit of something for everybody. And last but not least, just waiting on it to load. I'm not sure. This might be Kylie Rodney case. I've got to look. I might have it. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. This one is for Kylie's case. We'll have that later. Just a little tip of the mountain to show y'all how widespread it is. Guys, I'm going to have to sign off and say peace, love, and light, because I have to be up no later than 7 a.m. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that subscribe. If you can help support the channel, great. If not, you can support by thumbs up, the subscribe button, and watching the videos all the way through. And right now, prayers are greatly appreciated, welcomed, and thankful. I do, Christian. I'm just trying to not tell everybody. Peace, love, and light. Tune in for part 3, hopefully tomorrow night.